A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
What happened? You had a bit of a break, so we are getting used to this system, to the routine now, inshallah. Bismillah. Okay, so 255 in Surah Al-Baqara. Do you know which verse is that? Ayatul Kursi. Yeah, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So Ayatul Kursi starts with, can you read that for me?
Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum.
Okay, good. Bismillah. So this is the magnificent. How do you say the magnificent?
Magnificent.
Magnificent verse of the Quran. So that's why we have been asked to recite it every night.
Just before you sleep.
Before you sleep. Now, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes about himself, okay? In which Allah says, Allahu, Allah is the one, La ilaha illahu. There is no one worthy of worship other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Hayyul Qayyum. He is ever living and he is the sustainer of everything. He is the one who lives continuously, because for anything and everything in this universe there is a beginning and an end.
Okay.
But for Allah there is no beginning, there is no end. He is Al-Hayy. Then Al-Qayyum as well. The mere fact that someone is ever living doesn't mean that he is looking after things as well. But Allah says, I am the one who is ever living, plus I look after, sustain and protect each and everything. Okay, Ayyul Qayyum. This particular combination of the name Al-Qayyum is very, very, very powerful. Ismul Alam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very magnificent name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught one of his daughter. Her name was? Fatima radiallahu anha, about one dua he wanted her to make every day, which is called Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. It begins with this name. Birahmatika astaghith. You know, remember that? Birahmatika, with your mercy I ask your help. Please help me. Birahmatika astaghith. Aslili shayni kulla. Make all my affairs easy for me. Okay? So that's the dua you need to memorize as well, if possible. Okay? Good boy. Then, La taquduhu sinatum wala naum. So, if someone looks after and protects and sustains and maintains everything, what happens in a humanly sense? After some time, they get tired and exhausted. Allah says, La ta'khuduhu sinatum wala naum. No slumber or no sleep befalls him. In the sense, say for example, at night, when you are about to sleep, what happens? You slowly feel sleepy, but you are not fully asleep. You're a bit, you're yawning and things like that. That is called slumber. You are slumber and then you get into the deep sleep. Allah says, not that slumber, not that sleep. Doesn't affect him. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't need sleep. Now, then Allah says, lahu, for him belongs ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Whatever in the samawat. Do you know what is samawat? The 7 heavens, 7 skies, 7 universe. Allah knows how many universes out there. Whatever we have found out so far, whatever the advancement in the science and technology and all that, that is only going to be the first heaven. Allah says Allah has samawat, 7 heavens, and the earth. Allah is the everything, each and everything in it belongs to Him. Lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Then, Man dhalladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnihi. Then what happens is Allah comes to a point in which Allah says, who is there to make shafa'a or intercede without His permission? Say for example, nobody on the day of judgment can say that, okay, Shayan is my son, Ya Allah, please save him and all that. I can't do that. Everyone is nafsi, nafsi. If you have done good deeds, you will succeed. If you have done bad deeds, you will be in trouble. But nobody can make shafa like what happens here in this world. You just go and if you know the CEO of the company and all that, and you just make a recommendation and all that. That kind of recommendation doesn't work on the day of judgment unless Allah gives permission. Allah gives permission to make a shafa'a or recommendation, intercession only for one person. Who is
Muhammad
that?
sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is our prophet, and he will be the only one among the billions and billions of human beings. The only one will be chosen to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that day. That is what Allah refers to. Only the person whom Allah has given permission will be able to do the shafa'a. Then Allah ya'lamu, Allah knows ma baina aydihim wa ma khalfahum, what is in front of them and what is behind them. Say for example, Allah is the only one knows what's going to happen to us in this world and in the year after, what is going to come. We don't have a clue what's happening in this afternoon, for example, tomorrow and all that. All that knowledge belongs only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this world and in the year after. So He knows what is behind us and what is in front of us. Then يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يؤيتون بشيء من علم ولا يؤيتون بشيء من علم إلا بما شاء. Nobody will get any knowledge of Him unless what He wishes for the people to know. We know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we know?
100 or 99?
99 plus Allah 100. 99 names. That is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is letting us know through the Quran and prophetic hadith and all that, that these are the names and attributes belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That much we know because Allah has permitted us to know that. You understand? That's what He is referring to there. Yeah. Wasiya kursiyus samawati wal ard. What is this word?
Kursius.
Kursi. This is why this verse is called Ayatul Kursi. Kursi is the footstool of the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Throne means arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The arsh sits on a footstool, which is kursi. And that kursi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wasiya kursiyus samawati wal ard. It expands on the samawat and the earth. So Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he is one of the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. His nephew actually, his nephew, his cousin actually. His uncle is Abbas radiallahu anhu, his father's brother. His son, Abbas' son, is called Abdullah ibn Abbas. His name was Abdullah. Now, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu has mentioned that, explained that this kursi is like if you spread out all the 7 heavens and the 7 earths on a plane, your kursi is the whole thing, and all these 7 earths and 7 heavens will be a ring in that desert. So the desert is the kursi, all this thing which we are visible in universe and whatever we haven't seen yet, that will be a ring in the desert. You understand?
Yeah.
So kursi is beyond that, and the arsh is beyond that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above that. We can't comprehend. So that is where we should be overwhelmed by the concept of the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That should increase our kushu or taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is the one who created us, who is beyond our imagination. That's why we don't put any shapes or forms and things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can't make a statue, a sculpture, and say that this is our God. That is such an insulting to this magnificent Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Shirk.
Shirk, that is shirk. It's coming in the next ayah actually. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا يَهُودُهُ إِفْضُهُمَا. He doesn't get tired by ifluhuma, by looking after these 7 heavens and earth and protecting and guarding them, is not going to make him tired. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَلِيمُ. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ending with 2 of His names, Ali and Alim. Ali means highest, Alim means strongest. These 2 names, we bring it in our prayer, in our salah. In ruku, we say, Subhan Rabbil Aleen wa bihamdi. Alim means strong. And when we go to the sajda, we say, Subhan Rabbil Ala wa bihamdi. Highest. So that is the gist of Ayatul Kursi. I hope it was beneficial. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to deeply understand His names and attributes and have that kushu inside of us whenever the name of Allah, whenever name Allah is mentioned, we should feel that.
Ameen.
Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa akhir da'ana. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.